what's going on here?
What we got here is the ultimate traffic jam solution. We pop these two buttons here. Up comes a screen on the front.
Okay,
So I'm going to pull this wheel off, get rid of that. Throw this guy on there. So here you go, the ultimate driving simulator. The gas pedal and the brake pedal are wired directly into the game. The only thing that isn't is the steering wheel. And you can just drive any racing game you want.
You know, it'd be great in a car like this if you put in a mod like put in a petting zoo.
Petting zoo, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's when you get tired of racing, you go pet the sheep.
Right, I know, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you,
Pet
man.
the sheep. Troy said pet the sheep.
And this is where we pull over and kick you out on the shoulder. Yup, that's it for this Filter Automotive special. Cruise by our blog at g4tv.com/filter for clips of your favorite episodes and cast your vote on the Filterator. Until next time, I'm Diane Mizota, and how can I keep on trucking if I drive a girly little hybrid?
Hot coffee or 360, we'll talk about which story swept us off our gaming couches.
And what game kicked ass this holiday season? Well, you're about to find out.
And what was the worst use of your cash in '05? Well, we're going to tell you because G4TV.com, the show that lasted 169 episodes, ends now.
Way to bring us out on a Debbie Downer, Tina.
Well, I'm just letting the audience know that we did 169 episodes.
It is, everybody. Welcome
should
to
be proud
the
of us.
final episode of G4TV.com. It's been a big year for everyone, a big year for us, big year for me personally.
Oh, yeah, big because you gained a few pounds.
I'm big. Anyway, we thought we'd take this time to look back at some of the biggest events of the year. So we took a poll online. You guys ran in and voted and clicked your little things and decided what were the most important moments in gaming in 2005.
Well,
Tina.
At number 5, originally it was you gaining the weight.
Yes.
But
and your pregnancy.
But we made sure that it was all gaming news. So actually the delay of Zelda. Now you guys felt like that was number 5. This was a huge deal because as you'll notice right now, we're around the holiday season and there's not that AAA software title that people can go purchase. And I think Nintendo probably, when the game is delayed, it's obviously not ready, but really missed a big financial boat.
They did.
Here, because everyone's looking for that next title. Obviously, you've got the 360 and stuff, but Zelda being delayed was also, a little disappointing to Zelda fans.
There's a lot of fanboys. People want their Link, but you got to believe that it's going to be a better game because they're not putting it out now. They're missing all that income that could be coming in for the Christmas dollars to make it a better game.
Well, yeah, you always hope the game's going to be better.
What's kind of weird about it, though, is that they waited so long to announce it was delayed. It wasn't just like it was delayed a month. I mean, it's like, now they're saying it'll come. I think the earliest it'll come is April, and then there are rumors that it won't be ready till the fall, and people are like, why did they even put that on the GameCube? Shouldn't they put that on the Revolution?
Right. That's what I'm thinking. You never know what Nintendo's up to, and that could be, although it's probably not what's happening.
Well, the thing is, Revolution's backwards compatible, so it's like even if you buy a Revolution, you'll still be able to put the GameCube disc for Zelda in there. So that might be part of the play. And the talk is, like we talked about last week with Matt from IGN, Revolution might be quite cheap. So if it's like $149 for the console,
so maybe it'll be a launch title that's going to happen with the Revolution. Give them a call.
Swinging your sword.
What's number 4, Geoff? Where we are for?
Well, number 4, you guys think the number 4 story is the Killzone video from E3. Subject of much debate this year. Is this real PlayStation 3 gameplay footage? Or is it a bunch of CG made at a Scottish...
And what's the answer? We don't know.
It's still kind of unclear. I mean, Sony obviously wants to say this is a, sort of a target video of what it's going to look like. And then I don't think anyone's ever gotten to the bottom of what happened. There was a Scottish computer graphics house that sort of claimed for a while that they had done it. And they said this was potentially the game models that were created, but it wasn't rendered in real time. It was sort of like sped up.
All right, let's put our money on it right now. Who thinks this is real gameplay?
I think it's real.
Come on.
I think it's real.
Do you think it's real?
I don't have any money, though.
I don't think it's running in real time. I think it is what they expect the final game to look like. Because I think, Sony wouldn't have put that out there if the game is going to come out and it's going to look, half the quality of that. So that's a target. They'll be releasing, at E3 this year, hopefully when we get to actually play Killzone.
Yeah, I know.
Will it look like that? Will it play like that? That's a big story for 06 for me.
It looks unbelievable. If that's what the PS3 technology looks like, then I say bring it on and let's play. Because it looks amazing.
And of course, Microsoft kept saying, how dare Sony put out these videos when, we're shipping the 360 this year. This stuff doesn't look as good, but they're like, you can actually play these games.
That's when Sony can go, okay, how dare you release Halo 2 on the launch date of the PS3.
Halo 3.
Halo 3, yes.
Exactly.
Sorry, it's been a crazy year.
That's right.
Anyway, coming in at third.
Exactly.
Sex, lots of sex, the hot coffee scandal.
Only on our boards does sex come in third.
Yeah,
and
like,
not
what's
first.
wrong with you people? This should be #1, you know? The hot coffee scandal in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Obviously, there it is.
Very
Look, there's
controversial.
blurred sex, you know, like, did Rockstar put it in there intentionally?
Yeah, well, this had a lot of backlash. I mean, this was a huge deal now because you got the government kind of involved.
Hillary Clinton. You know,
Hillary Clinton.
Should have changed the rating of the game.
Yeah, you don't want ESRB under the microscope, and so there's a lot. I mean, this really had a lot of backlash. I mean, to me, this is probably I think the biggest story because I think it's going to have.
Well, in terms of broader kind of cultural impact,
Yeah.
absolutely, because I think this is something that people are going to be talking about for years and years, and game companies are under a lot of scrutiny, and I think even if companies aren't publicly talking about it after that.
Yeah.
They're absolutely being extra careful about checking every piece of code in every game that ships.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you do want that as a consumer and stuff, but as a game maker, you kind of don't.
Yeah, no, it's.
I mean,
it's
it's all just a little absurd. There's so much blood and violence and guts in video games. The two people just making love in their house.
Who cares?
Get over it.
Put over it. It can be 11 and watch that stuff. I don't know.
Let's go with number 2.
Let's go to the second biggest story that I thought would certainly be the #1 item was the release of the 360. Interesting that this wasn't
There's
#1.
Dan from Seattle. This is the guy that got the first one.
That's the guy that got the
Bill Gates.
That's Dan.
You know, the reason why obviously this is huge is it marked the launch of the next-gen console war. So this is sort of the beginning of the next-gen war, and I think obviously everything's been about 360 this holiday season.
Right.
You know, there hasn't been a lot happening on the GameCube and on the PS2. So.
But I think people can't buy 360s. I
Get
can't tell you how many people come up to me and say they're so frustrated they can't find the 360 they want to buy. And I think it's kind of unfortunate because there's so many great games on PlayStation 2 and even the original Xbox this holiday season.
Yeah.
I think some people are like they don't want to buy games because they can't get a 360.
Well,
what I
yeah.
tell people at home is like keep buying games for the current system because they're still great.
Right.
Yeah.
And get
Just
a 360
like our
next
show
year.
last week, there's plenty of love if you can't get the 360.
Yeah, no, I was playing the demo of this game called Black that's coming out in February from EA.
Real good.
Amazing game, but it's an Xbox One game, and I put it in my 360. I was hoping it would be backwards compatible.
Right.
Doesn't work, but it's like so you have to drag out the old Xbox.
You had to
so.
throw in that I put it in my 360.
Yeah, exactly. For all of you guys that
we all
couldn't
got
get one.
360.
Even Microsoft execs can't get a 360, but Jeff
What is
Keighley
#1?
Lucky.
can get a 360.
Exactly. Well, what is the
Come on.
#1 story? Well, the #1 story with a whopping 49% of your votes, the Nintendo
lot.
Revolution controller.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Wow.
Well, I think it's interesting that I think people are so excited about this because they don't know a lot about
so
it. No one's
different.
played with it yet.
Yeah.
It's innovative. And I think, so many of the games, we see so many sequels, so many third-person action games, movie tie-ins. Like when someone does something new and fresh, I think we get excited about it.
You're excited. Remember when it first came out and we actually,
Made fun
of it on this
Yeah.
show? We were like, what is that
With
stupid
Sean Baby, right?
control? Yeah. Oh, you weren't here that way.
Oh, sorry, Jeff.
You
That
didn't
was
make
a
fun of
great
it. We
show.
made fun of it. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
That was one of the best
Tina,
shows
we were on
ever
point
had.
that day.
But
You
go
know
ahead.
it.
Yeah, we were making fun of it. Like, what is this weird controller 3D virtual space thing? That's stupid. But now, more thought into it. I want to play it.
I think
can't wait.
people are intrigued by it. We'll have to
Yes.
see next year. What are the games that are come out for it? What's it going to cost? Is it
How are you going to play? I mean, it's going to change the way that we play video games, which is what I'm so looking forward to because Nintendo does a great job at that. Nintendo's going, all right, PS3
Anybody can do it,
and
Nintendo
Xbox.
can
You guys
do it.
take your
That's a
HD
quote
and you
from
take
Ted
your
Price.
next gen technology, and let's just we'll think innovation and we'll think video games, we'll think fun. So.
What are you even saying?
I don't know. I lost my own
All
thought.
right, stick around because after the break, we're going to give you our picks for best games of the year, which obviously are the best games of the year because we know.
I think I put Jack
We know
Daniels in
things.
here, and
Nice.
it's
You
starting to
don't
kick
know.
in a little bit.
You don't know anything.
Happy holidays.
spike take?
We've got a 1099 in progress. Suspect is approximately 12 feet tall, green skin. All units move in. Perp is unarmed. Mayday, mayday.
The world is your weapon, rage is your ammunition, and the target is whatever you want to destroy. Quite possibly the best superhero game to date. The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, rated T for teen.
Why did I join the Army Reserve? It's not just for the experience or the training I can use as a soldier and as a civilian. It's for them, for my country. It's all worth fighting for, and the Army Reserve gave me the strength it takes.
Visit GoArmyReserve.com.
This season, give a holiday cheer for the #1 movie of the year. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith now on DVD.
This is where the fun begins.
This 2-disc set is packed with over 6 hours of action and adventure. Buy Star Wars Episode 3 on DVD today.
Whoa, that was close. I know.
Guys, what are you doing? You're playing video games when you could have a job creating them. With the right training, you could be an animator, a game analyst, or a game programmer. Make sure video games are a part of your future.
Train online for a career in game design. Call toll-free 877-558-2953. That's 877-558-2953. Call now.
Over the next 2 weeks, tune into Attack of the Best of Shows. We wrangle together our finest and worstest moments and put them together in neat little themed categories. The Best of Attack of the Show, December 19th through December 30th.
Give a girl on a trampoline a chance. Watch The Man Show, tonight at 10 on G4.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey.
Hey everybody, welcome back to G4TV.com. We are wrapping up the year and the show by talking up the best and worst games of the year.
Yep.
So we're going to move on to talk about some of our favorite games. We covered a lot of games this year in all our episodes.
Good ones, bad ones.
So we're going to go genre by genre through some of our favorite games.
Well,
of the year.
let's start us off. What do we do? Third-person action?
Third-person action works with me. God of War, my favorite third-person action game of the year. Highly competitive category, but I think what David Jaffe did in this game is fantastic. The playability of it, the controls, I mean, so tight.
Is it because you can
so
see
epic.
breasts in this game, Jeff?
Maybe.
That's why I like it.
Sex mini game works, but it's
fantastic game. I mean, it doesn't.
Great
It's hard to really beat God of War. Not only probably one of the best games of the year, but in the last 5 years.
And for a PS2 game, looks amazing.
Yeah.
Graphically,
I would
you
say
can't
it's a
top
little
it.
more next gen than even stuff we've seen on 360 so
Yeah,
far.
I thought God of War was
I would agree
fantastic.
with you
Well,
there.
I almost chose God of War, but I really had to give it to a franchise that I wasn't a big fan of. But this game, Resident Evil 4, converted me into a real Resident
Another
Evil fan.
fine choice.
You're just buying into the hype.
So better than God of War in your mind?
You know what? It was very, very close, but because it converted me into a whole franchise I didn't like, I just thought this game and the replayability, you can go through it 3 or 4 times, and it's just so fantastic. And I gave it to Resident Evil 4.
So this game, I loved on
Spike Awards
GameCube.
liked it.
They did. They loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game. No, and the fact also that it came out on PS2. I thought it was going to do better on PS2. It came out in November. I thought it was going to be like a top 10 game. It wasn't, which I was sort of surprised by because it's like
that's
it's a
true.
great game.
I don't know why everybody PS2 fans missed the boat on that, but it
Pick
played
it up.
so great on the
Well,
GameCube.
guys, I went ahead and I picked something a little off the wall, a little different, a little creative, shall we say? Killer 7.
How do you choose that
Killer
as the best?
7 is a great
Better
game.
than
I had
God
a
of
really
War.
great
Better
time
than God
with it.
of War. David Jaffe just
There
burn you in
There
hell.
are men hanging from nooses with Mexican sexual masks on their face.
It's so frustrating this game at times.
Frustrating if you're not good at it, Tina.
No, it's good if you were
Well,
on
I don't know.
acid.
Lost a little respect for you.
That's why I liked it. No, it was great. It was innovative. It was new. It was different. And like I said, I found it hysterical.
Send your letters to Laura if you buy that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Send me. Let's move on to
First-person shooter.
shooters.
I chose Fear.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys thought about
off.
Fear, but I thought Fear was a real fantastic game, a great shooter. I had a great time with it. Loved the creepy
You
dead
can't beat the
girl and-
multiplayer.
No, the multiplayer was good, and I think you actually chose Fear as well.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, this year there weren't a lot of amazing first-person shooters. The other one I loved was Call of Duty 2, but this one I think, on the PC, I grew up playing PC first-person shooters.
Me too.
This year there were,
Counter-Strike, all the way.
and there were so few games this year. And I think this one was, was innovative. It was fun. It had a good storyline.
Yeah, it was
And,
cool.
after disappointments of like Quake 4 and stuff, which I
Yeah.
wasn't really into. I mean, this was I think the best FPS, and we'll see. I mean, next year I think is going to be an amazing year when you've got, hopefully some stuff coming out on the consoles.
Yeah.
We're excited
Great
about,
minds
but-
think alike there, Jeff.
I
Thank you.
agree. If you're looking for, really good graphics and, quality gameplay and replayability and all
Quality
that.
gameplay, that's just a minor thing, Laura.
If you want that in your gaming experience, that's cool.
What
but
do you want?
I went with Dark Watch.
Why?
What?
Yes, I
What?
did. Because
The contrarian on this show.
What is wrong with you?
so many things, Tina.
I know this guy.
Just Dark Watch because it was so bad and made such little sense that you had to just laugh at it. And if you play it co-op, first of all, I enjoy most games. I prefer playing with other people rather than playing with myself. What?
I have a feeling
Just
you
cannot
don't
laugh?
even know why you chose Dark Watch.
I
Some nice
enjoyed Dark
horseback
Watch
riding.
very much. It's good times. Play co-op. It's good. It's fun. It's easy. It's casual. All right, let's move on.
I'm afraid you're going to say the best game was Blitz if we come up to the sports category.
No,
Sports
the best game of the
category.
year was obviously Star Fox.
Oh, don't
Plus
get us
fun.
started on Star Fox.
The next category is sports, Tina.
Yeah.
There are other games out there besides Madden.
Well, Madden, I almost chose Madden, and then, Jeff, working together for a little while now, and Jeff's always Burnout, and I started playing the hell out of Burnout, and I picked Burnout.
So
Now,
you picked
Burnout is
Fear
not-
together, Burnout together.
Yeah, we had this
That's right,
thing.
we're
Just get a room.
related. Now, I mean, Burnout is not really a sport. It's sort of sports/driving, I think, is this category. 'Cause, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not, Burnout's not a real sport.
Well,
but
you tell
obviously
all those racing fans that.
Well,
that-
obviously,
that-
it's kind of a hyper-realistic one
Right,
with
yeah.
the
Like
size of
golf's not a
crashes
real
and stuff
sport
like that.
either.
I mean, it's not a sim game like Project Gotham or something.
Yeah.
But no, this game is, everyone knows I'm a huge fan of what Criterion these guys have done with this game. And it's just, it's fantastic. And I love sort of the graphics and the feel of it. Even the Burnout PSP was fun. And then we talked about Black earlier in the show, which is an amazing game that these guys are doing next year. But they just have a great sense of like that visceral kind of speed. You hold the controller, and it just draws you in.
It's really fun. And
what did you
shockingly, I disagreed with you guys.
Oh, okay. What did you pick?
I like to fight. I like to beat up people and hit them really hard and stuff. So I went with Fight Night round 2.
That's a fair choice.
It's a great game.
This is good time.
It's a great game. Fight Night is a great game.
I like that none of us, the obvious choice, as you said, is Madden. That's a good game. But no, Fight Night, this is a fun game. And the new Fight Night round 3 that's coming on Xbox 360 I think March
that
or
looks
April.
really,
Looks
really
phenomenal.
good. Yeah, Fight Night's like the best fighting game to this day.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
very innovative the way you have to move the analog sticks.
Well, let's talk about some innovation now in the handheld genre. Big year this year with DS, PSP. My pick for the favorite handheld, there were a lot of good games this year, but my pick was Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, which I was just stunned by what they were able to do technically on the PSP in terms of bringing the Grand Theft Auto experience, which, I never played through San Andreas or any of those other games.
You just got to the hot coffee mod and then that was it.
I was done, exactly. But this one I thought was really interesting that they could get technologically they could put that on a PSP. But there were a lot of other good games. I'm sure you guys probably picked some DS games.
I chose. Oh,
What a surprise.
you probably did some DS games like it's a throwaway. DS is awesome, man. I picked Nintendogs.
Okay.
I thought it was really innovative. I had a great time.
How much did BMO give you for that?
About $5,000.
There's nothing more fun than like washing your dog and picking up its poop. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm really curious to see what you actually chose there, Miss, who's been filled with great games so far.
I, shockingly enough, disagree with both of you. And I went out and I picked Mario Kart on the DS.
That makes sense.
That is good.
After 186 episodes, finally making sense.
And I picked a good game. Everyone in the offices meets at 6. We all play Mario Kart on the DS. I lose. It's good times.
Interesting. I'm working past 6. But what? All
right, let's move on. Our final category is all about that thing you do when you're alone at home.
Laura.
Makes you feel good.
How did you know?
Tina, not that thing, the other thing, the guilty pleasure thing, the video game thing.
What did you pick as your guilty pleasure?
I picked the iToy. I love to get me up and do some dancing.
What about some
shake
exercise?
Around.
iToy Kinetic?
Stop with the gaining weight and the exercise jokes. I'm over it.
It's the holiday season.
With both of you. Seriously, I was just for a sweater.
Keep it in mind.
It's fine. Look, you make the fries. There's our intern, Andrew. He's shaking, he's twisting.
Oh, there's Steve.
It's good times on the iToy.
No, that was good. Well,
what'd you pick? What's your guilty pleasure?
Of course, I picked Guitar Hero because I love that game more than anything, man.
I gotta pick something cool.
I love Guitar Hero. I just think it's so, and I don't even think it's really a guilty pleasure because I think everybody should be playing this game.
So you're second guessing your own selection?
No, not at all. I just think it could be in multiple categories. I am so above you, and I just realized that.
We're Twisted for the Game Boy Advance. Tons of fun. Love to twist. We're Touch overrated, but we're
Twisting.
Twisted.
But you know that Geoff would rather twist than touch.
This is how I am, right? Don't judge me.
Great game. Great games.
All right, guys, well, that's it for our best of category. But coming up after the break, we're looking at some of the most disappointing and downright awful games of the year. That's next, right here on G4TV.com.
We bring you the suck.
Yes.
If it's sucky, we'll tell you. Okay.
Tony Hawk American Skate Lane, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Final Fantasy IV, on Game Boy Advance, rated E to E10.
These are all terms taken from Big Tobacco's files that have been used to describe different groups of potential customers for their deadly addictive products. Now that's customer appreciation for you.
These guys are doing homework. Oh yeah, homework. They're studying game design. It's one of today's hot industries. And you could be part of it in less time than you think. Call Brown College now. Find out how you can get started on a career where you can do what you love.
Call now for a free brochure. Operators are standing by. Call 800-719-7268. 800-719-7268. Call now.
Great. The power's out. But you've got a flashlight, right? With dead batteries. Introducing the everlasting Faraday flashlight. Voted USA Today's Product of the Year. It works every time without batteries, guaranteed. The secret is our exclusive charging technology. Just shake Faraday flashlight for a few seconds and you get bright light without batteries every time. Faraday flashlight is great for home repairs. Just shake and shine. Everlasting Faraday flashlight is perfect in the car. Use Faraday flashlight in your boat, RV, even while camping. The powerful beam can be seen over a mile away. The Faraday flashlight is waterproof, shock resistant, and so tough we guarantee it for life. Get the amazing Faraday flashlight for the incredible price of just $19.95. But wait, call now and get the pocket-size Everlasting Faraday flashlight, a $15 value, absolutely free. Get Everlasting Faraday flashlight. Call now.
Call 1-800-533-8900 to order the Faraday flashlight for just $19.95 plus shipping and handling. That's 1-800-533-8900.
All right, we are back. About another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's time to do one of our favorite things. Talk trash about things we hate.
Yay!
All right, let's take some time to honor games that totally suck.
Disappointing, not worth their $50.
Yeah, I shouldn't say totally suck. Now here was 50 Cent Bulletproof, and like you said, great soundtrack, but just the gameplay wasn't that spectacular. I was actually
couldn't target the enemies.
And I was rooting for 50 Cent.
Yeah, then we had 187 Ride or Die from Ubisoft. This was a sort of like Burnout with, Lorenz Tate in it and stuff like that. No, I mean it had weapons in it, Burnout with weapons, but I was not impressed.
Here we got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. There's such good
Doesn't that
art
look so
here.
exciting?
You
A guy
think
walking
you'd be able
around.
to make a good game. The movie, disappointing. The game, equally
Stick figure with the little
disappointing.
kids
Sorry
running
about that, guys. Next up, Tina.
Yeah,
Driver 3.
Yes, Driver 3. Now, this was just for the PC. The console version came out in 2004. Just fine. I wouldn't say it totally sucked, but it didn't blow me away.
Then there's Fantastic Four, the game, which was very disappointing. I mean, graphically it wasn't good. You're supposed to play all 4 characters, but I did not enjoy it. It did not work.
Next up is Gauntlet. Gauntlet Legends?
Gauntlet 7 Sorrows,
Gauntlet
actually.
7
It's a new one
Sorrows.
from Midway, which is, remake of the arcade classic.
Yeah, that just came out, but it just, again.
Very basic gameplay was
Don't
not
buy
impressed.
it. Now, you talk about Narc. We talked about this game a little bit. Sort of the idea of you get to take these drugs.
The idea's good.
The idea was good. It just wasn't great in the execution.
Execution, not so much.
I wouldn't say it totally sucked, but not so great.
Okay, and then there was Smart Bomb, a PSP game on this list. There haven't been a lot of great PSP games. There have been a few. This was a puzzle game. I mean, it just was not particularly impressive.
Not Tetris. And this, I don't even know how this got on the list.
Because it stinks.
Because this is a great game. Star Fox. Star Fox Assault.
Finally admit to us that Star Fox does.
I had a good time with it. You guys are so
All right.
hard. You're jaded. You're bitter. Did someone hurt you when you were little? Anyway, now that we've put all that bad stuff behind us, it's time to look forward, look to the future, into all that there is to be excited about in 2006. Let's take a look at our very last
Games of the Future.
Jeff, why don't you take us in on this?
All right, big exciting year 2006, next gen. We're starting off with Crackdown for the Xbox 360 from David Jones, the creator of Grand Theft Auto. Then we're moving right on to Two Human from Silicon Knights, the guys who created Eternal Darkness. That's coming to the Xbox 360. Black, I mentioned this earlier in the show, from Criterion, the creators of Burnout, coming February 28th to current gen, Xbox and PS2. Then we've got Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, which is supposed to be an Xbox 360 launch title coming next year. We've got The Outfit from THQ and Relic for Xbox 360 and PC. Gears of War, Cliffy D's game, most anticipated Xbox 360 game. Third-person action game coming on Emergence Day.
This looks great.
We've got Mass Effect from BioWare, which is coming out for the Xbox 360 using the Unreal Engine. Great RPG. Then Prey from Human Head and 3D Realms for Xbox 360 and PC using the Doom engine. Then Metal Gear Solid 4 from Hideo Kojima, PlayStation 3 game. Stunned us in Tokyo, and that's coming out for PS3, we hope, sometime close to launch. And then Killzone.
Yeah.
Is this going to look like this when it comes out for PlayStation 3? We hope at E3.
I
we'll
say
actually get to
yes.
play it.
The big debate.
I say yes.
Look at all that excitement
Yes,
for
so good.
2006.
All right, well, stick around because after this, Jeff is going to get naked. And we know you all want to see Jeff
Tune in
Keighley
for that.
naked. Are you going to really get naked?
We'll see. Tune in.
This is I'm going to get naked.
I know. I was going to put that.
Streak on the final show.
Let's count sand. not.
Being Farmer Extreme.
Let's wait in line. Awesome. This is all you guys have? Where are all the good games? You guys have nothing. Zip. Nada.
We have not a 3.
With Gamefly.com, you can stay at home and rent games from the largest selection on the planet, and we'll send them to you. Go to Gamefly.com now for your free trial. Rated T through M.
The king has gone Kong. The triple whopper for the Kong in you. King Kong now playing. Back in the day, Fat Joe's friend Julio chirped him to invite him to his show. And the rest is history. But without Boost, he'd stay on that corner where he discovered an extraordinary ability to communicate with animals.
Why are you bugging? He said his tooth hurts.
Word of Joe's skills spread fast, and he parlayed his street-level buzz into a lucrative career as a pet psychiatrist.
That's what I'm talking about. How does it make you feel when she does that?
What does she say?
Please. Tell him.
I love you unconditionally.
Come to me. He'll come back.
But luckily for us and Fat Joe, he has Boost Mode.
Where you at?
Where you at?
Check this out. This is what we do for a living. We're video game designers, and we're game programmers. With the training offered at Collins College, you can learn to design, code, and test games like this, and this. Game design is a growing career.
For a brochure on a career in game design, call Collins College at 1-888-256-1200 now. That's 1-888-256-1200. Call Collins College now.
I'm Eddie George. This season, instead of working out with trainers, I worked out with gamers. Come on, give it. You got nothing. Explode! In exchange for tips on the video game, we put them in the real game. Training Camp, the only show where gamers and athletes collide. Right, guys?
G4's Training Camp, hosted by Eddie George, tonight at 11:30, only on G4.
As you know, this is our final episode of G4TV.com. We have had a great 4 years. We want to thank all of our friends, our family, and both of our fans that have made this possible.
You're special.
Special thanks to our producer, Ken, who's always said he'd take a pie in the face, but never actually did.
Not even once.
And one of our fans, Jonathan Mann, wrote a song to bid us a final farewell, and we'd like to share it with you as we take a glance back at
all
some
the great
years.
moments from
All the
4
great
years
moments.
of G4TV.com.
Let's go ahead and
At least 3.
take
Let's
a
check 'em
look
out.
and talk over each other.
This is your farewell song, your eulogy. Found somewhere in TV heaven, you'll be resurrected, and we'll see you again. Play more and interviews, where you get your gaming news. Geoff Keighley
Electric Playground.
You know, there's almost so many games out there right now, it's impossible to keep up.
Yeah, well, that's where we come in.